This girl was like, nice bike. So I think she might want one of these.
We're dreaming on and on, we're dreaming on and on. We got the windows down, we got the windows down. I'm chasing all of the colors in my head. I wanna feel alive.
Are you kidding me? What the hell is that? What the hell? That guy's looking at me because I was all tucked in, but I was really looking at that check engine light on. I know exactly what that check engine light is, by the way. I just wanted to be dramatic. So the story of that check engine light, it kind of sucks. And what's funny is when I looked it up on the forums, it's actually something that happens quite often, and I was kind of surprised. Before I went to Oregon, my mom had convinced me that I should move my bike into the backyard so that no one would mess with it. I told her that it made sense, you know, because if they all left the house for some reason and no one was home, there could have been a possibility that someone could have, you know, messed with it, as she said. So I put the bike in the backyard and I put my cover on it and I left thinking she'd be safe. However, my mistake was putting Khaleesi into the backyard. Oh, the street light's broken. I go to the backyard and I'm looking at her and I miss her so much, especially after seeing that one medic bike that I saw. I don't know exactly what it is. It looked like some sort of Honda. I drag her out and I take her out. I don't turn her on, I just take her out. I have her in the front yard and I turn her on. It turns on perfectly fine, like nothing even happened. And I looked right there and that light turns on. I have no idea what happened. I had left the keys, but no one in my house knows how to drive a bike. I turn her back off and what, buddy? Why? What are you doing? You're Sunday cruising, bro. So I don't turn her on so that the engine's running, just on so that all the heads up stuff comes up. And right where, how many miles I have on my trip, there's an error code. It's error code 21. I look it up and it says it's a coolant temp sensor. I have no idea what this means, so I do more investigation. I look it up, I see what the causes are for it being damaged, broken, or harmed, whatever you want to call it. And very first thing that comes up, this dude posted this, I don't know how long ago, I don't remember. And he says, I left my bike in my backyard, came back to it maybe a couple days later, about a week, and found that my sensor was broken or tampered with. So I checked it out and the cables were chewed through. So I was thinking, okay, my dogs don't fit in any area whatsoever, so what could be the next thing? Something much more smaller. My purple Karma, she chases whatever rodents or whatever comes into our backyard and she ends up getting them. But I guess this one managed to get away from her. It managed to crawl up somewhere in the tank and chew through the damn cables. I know the coolant temp sensor has to do with the temperature of the bike itself, because right now my engine is low, and it also causes my fans to be on at any time. As soon as I turn that key and press that button, my fans go on. Something else that happens is when it's a cold start, and it gets super cold out here, so it's extremely cold starts, she doesn't want to turn on. It'll sound like she wants to turn over, and then I give her some gas, and then I guess it kind of lulls or lags. and it's almost as if there's no gas going into the lines and it won't want to turn over. I just got back from my buddy Eric's house and he wanted to check out the whole temp sensor thing in Bob. So we went under the tank and he checked out the whole thing. We're gonna say it was a rat, because I'm pretty sure it was a rat. That being said, we were looking at all the cables that were under the tank and there was a whole bunch that were electric taped together. That was ripped through, not entirely all the way, actually not even that much, just enough to expose one of the wires, but you could see the rest of them. And the one wire that was exposed had a little bit of the actual wire itself showing, so I'm gonna electric tape that once I have time. I do need an oil change, I need brake fluid, which I already knew. I think the biggest thing I'm scared of is my engine overheating, because I have no idea what the temperature of my engine is. The point is that if the coolant temp sensor isn't functioning right, then the engine's not getting cooled the appropriate way it should be. I don't smell anything that's burnt, or my throttle isn't messing up. When I do cold starts, like I said, it's a little weird, but after that it's fine. Another thing that sucks is that something is going on with my GoPro. I like to have it off, and whenever I need to record, I'll press the record button and it'll turn on and, you know, wake itself up. Then when I'm done recording, I'll press the button again and it'll turn off, just to save battery. That's what I like about it. Now whenever I try to do that, it freezes on the GoPro logo. So that's been my week since I've gotten back from Oregon. That's me rambling about all the stuff that's been going on so far, and it's not that bad. It could be a billion times worse, but I love to over-exaggerate. This girl was like, nice bike, so I think she might want one of these. Roll your window down. I have a YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Yeah, no problem. You do the same. Thanks for stopping by, checking out this week's video. If you haven't followed me on social media, you can do so at XboxVolt19. And as always, we're gonna keep on grinding.
Getting paid off, rock like Ace up, like the weed and take off. So high I cannot see Adolf. Now I got these rappers all breaking up a sweat. Cause every time I get up on the mic, I come correct. And I learned it from the best. Always dressing something fresh, looking for a little dime, big button, nice.